This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after-party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot
is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to the evidentiary value, yes, it happened. Now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And
recently, there has been a whirlwind of media attention surrounding Beyoncé.
Necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument.
Has disproven Jaguar right, and people feel real threatened by her because she can communicate so well. She can speak better than anybody like I've ever heard. The way her inflections and her cadence and her speech, so she can really bring a point home. And I think that she's been one of the main components that have brought down Diddy. And now she's after Jay, who she's also been after. But I've joined forces with her, right? I'm a soldier for her cause. That are coming to me, sharing their stories and sharing their truths, and it's uglier than I thought, because I never spoke out about these kind of things because it was just normal. It was just normal for me. It was normal business. It's like, oh, you show up to a workplace, all these people are foul and corrupt, but then you clock out on your punch card and you go home and you don't have to deal with it, and then you go back in. But it is very traumatic. It is very toxic. And I'm glad to see it finally changing. And like I said, I've said this several times, I'd love for academics to really fact check and look into me and all the people that I'm connected to, starting with Drake and then going down to Jay-Z. And then people can see that what I'm saying is 100% the truth. And what Jaguar is saying is 100% the truth.
Now, what many people don't know is that Jay-Z's legal troubles have
So I guess it was a good look for both of them.
The only person that could probably have this conversation with him is probably Beyonce.
Nah, and why you think by now she ain't say that? But Jay, who is this behaving?
I mean,
you understand what I'm saying?
Probably now.
You understand? She has to be like, who is this behaving? Because this shit he throwing up is facts. You do know his family. I see it. You do know this. You do hold this. So how could all of this, I don't know what women's place be now.
Right.
But you can't hide this. I'm quite sure she went in the bathroom and looked at this shit and been like, man, the fuck? You know how girls talk. Girls talk like that, right? You think none of...
What's even harder to digest is the impact it's having on Blue Ivy, the young girl who's just beginning to blossom into her own identity in the public eye, now has to contend with this cloud of negativity that's hanging over her family. While Blue Ivy is only a child, she's old enough to understand that something isn't right. She's been raised in an environment where privacy and family loyalty are valued above all else. But now her family is thrust into a situation where their private matters are being aired out for the world to see. It's heartbreaking to think about how Blue Ivy must feel watching her parents, especially her mother, go through this kind of emotional strain.
Oh, look, B, you see this guy right here? Yeah. And he kind of handsome and cute too, look. You know what I'm saying? Shit, nah, man.
Yeah, I agree. Like as a good wife, you're going to want to know information, not only just to know it, but to protect. Right. At the end of the day, like when you marry, like your spouse is your first line of defense to advise and to whatever. So yeah, if it's like nothing has been said yet, that would be weird because it's
and be honest, a nigga shut you down and be like, stay out of nigga shit, stay off that street shit. You know, just because you his wife.
Yeah, but they've been married for a long time, and this is big.
She said it like it's gonna nag her to death.
No, like it'd be different if like they wasn't married, or maybe they just fresh, or maybe he was still in that life.
Right.
But nah.
But this has been going on for years, so she been
knowing.
When she saw the YouTube, she probably was like, "Who this?" When I was looking, then it really did look like I was just an angry, disjointed guy, whatever. Listen, and he brushed it off. But as this shit keep growing and shit keep getting more facts, and she steady like, wait a minute.
And if he's still on that, don't worry about it, that would make me concerned. Like,
exactly.
What?
Like, you know.
It gotta be something. If you telling me not to worry about it, and you're not just telling me like, hey man, this is what it is. That leaves
Lee's dedication to her family has always been one of her most admirable qualities, and seeing her navigate this storm with such vulnerability is both heartbreaking and inspiring despite her immense success. The power she wields in the entertainment industry, she is at the end of the day just like specialist and Beyonce, and he together are driving against this allegation really firmly. He's made a number of statements, including that he was blackmailed by the lawyer of this woman. The lawyer, of course, came back and said, we didn't ask for a cent of money, we just wanted some mediation around, but you have to remember that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are an empire. They are at the top of the entertainment establishment being imagined. I want you to think about what I just said, this just sitting here getting honor for being the most written about black woman in Vibe magazine for 10 years, and all you can talk about is the __. That's coming behind you. You ain't talk about the producers, you didn't talk about the writers, you didn't talk about the team that helped you get there. Your whole speech was about how great Beyoncé is. That's when I knew she was picked. But when I think of that speech that day at that Vibe magazine event, and then I think of Lizzo and her acceptance speech when she won Album of the Year and
the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started. Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position.
talk about Bad Boy. You speak on Heavy D. You speak on Albie Shore.
Yeah.
And you say like, look who's standing. And now Albie Shore is he's being cryptic. Not too cryptic, but he's
very cryptic.
He's very cryptic. But
he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever. Anything that you feel wrong with that, freaky or indifferent?
I mean, question is, what's wrong with the down with it?
It does raise questions.
Like, you forcing your sister to get raped so you can get off.
Well, the sister says she has to put on headphones to kind of zone out.
Yeah, but she's still feeling it.
Yeah, man. That is still happening.
You forcing your sister to get raped. She don't want that you want that nigga. That's what I hear. As a selfish bitch.
So